Welcome to the Gifts for Glory podcast, where we celebrate and promote men and women using their gifts for God's glory. Know someone who is making an impact for God's kingdom using their gifts, talents, and passions? We'd love to meet them. Send us an email at podcast@giftsforglory.com. That's podcast@gifts4glory.com. And now here is our host, Dave Ebert.
Hey, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on when you're picking us up, whether you're watching us live on social media or you're watching the replay, either on social media, YouTube, Facebook, or the Creative Motion Network. Thank you for joining us here on the Gifts for Glory podcast. Also to all of our listeners that check us out each week on the Taken TV network as part of their podcast channel. So we thank Barry Alsterbrook and Taken TV for carrying us on their platform. And whether you're listening or watching, we're so excited to have you along with us. Tonight we're talking about our improv ministry, Well-Versed Comedy. You can find all the details on that at wellversedcomedy.com or find us on Facebook at WellVersedCMDY. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WellVersedCMDY. And of course, you can always find us on our website, wellversedcomedy.com. We're accepting bookings for 2022 and beyond. So if you have an event, whether it's a fundraiser or it's maybe a youth event, a church event, and we've talked and we've heard about how church numbers are waning. People are very reluctant to get back to church. They've gotten into some other habits. So let's break some of those newly formed habits and get people to church with a comedy show, a great way to minister, to bring people back, to have fun, and remind us that church is not about just sitting there and being bored. It's a celebration of the goodness of God and the many, many gifts that he's given us. And we at Well-Versed Comedy are really excited to use our gifts, our talents, our passions to share the joy and the love of comedy. So we would love to talk to you about how we could be a part of your next major event to bring people back to church, or bring people who maybe have left the church, bring them back, or maybe invite new people into your church. We would love to do that. So get in contact with us, improv@wellversedcomedy.com, improv@wellversedcomedy.com, or find us on social media at WellVersedCMDY. Well-Versed CMDY. And now let's move on to our Devotions with Dave segment for this week with a nice new Christmas theme going on there. I hope you're all getting ready for the Christmas season. We're really excited, of course, celebrating the birth of Jesus. Tonight we're talking about Romans 15:13 for our Devotions with Dave. Romans 15:13 says, "I pray that God, the source of hope, will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Then you will overflow with confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit." So again, that's Romans 15:13. "I pray that God, the source of hope, will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Then you will overflow with the confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit." So Romans 15:13. And I just think that it is important to remind us that God is the source of hope. And we need to rely on him to fill us completely with joy and peace because you trust in him. Then you will overflow with that confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit. And for many of us, we have holiday parties, we have Christmas events, we have shopping, decorating. Many of us are putting together church programs for Christmas, whether it's our Sunday school kids. We're trying to get them ready so that they can go and bless others with a word or with some skit or some sketch. So we've got a lot on us right now, but we need to remember that God is the source of our hope and rely on him and have hope and find that joy again about what this season is celebrating. There is nothing that your church program, your Christmas program, is going to mess up so badly that you ruin God's plan for your life. So even if it goes completely awry and things fall to pieces, it doesn't matter because God is the source of our hope. God is the source of our joy, not the things that we do. And here's the thing is, 90% of church services are now streamed live. They're video recorded. So if it goes completely awry, you're going to have a video memory to celebrate and laugh for years to come. So don't worry about it. Rely on God, the source of our hope, and let God fill us completely with joy and peace because we trust in him. And that's our Devotions with Dave segment for tonight, Romans 15:13 out of the NLT. I just wanted to remind us to rely on God's hope and rely on God to fill us, and not ourselves, not our efforts, not our Christmas programs. But rely on God and God alone. He is our source. So that was our Devotions with Dave segment. And again, tonight we're talking about well-versed comedy. We're scheduled to have Nicci Hejnar. She is one of our more senior members, been with us since 2018, I believe. It's been almost 4 years since Nicci joined our team. She's scheduled to join us. But before we get to that, I wanted to show you a couple clips. Actually show you primarily, this is Nicci performing at as part of our His Line television show we recorded in 2019. And we're scheduling a new season. Going to record season 2 coming up in the spring of 2022. More information on that as we go. And again, if you like what you see, what you hear about well-versed comedy, we would love to come perform for your organization. Again, whether it's with a fundraiser or a youth lock-in event, maybe a volunteer appreciation dinner, a birthday party, any of that sort of thing. We'd love to be a part of it. So here's a clip from our scheduled guest, Nicci Hejnar, and this is part of our well-versed comedy TV show, His Line, filmed with Road to Eternity Productions back in 2019. Enjoy.
Now, for our final game. Oh, I love being dramatic like this. This is crazy. You got to move the hair and say, now.
Ball.
For our final game. It's for all of our players. It's called The World's Worst.
You know what? Speaking of world's worst, can we bring up our comedian again?
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, wow. There was a delay in that. There was a delay with me. Okay.
Here I go.
Gotta love it.
Squeeze myself in.
I think we need more wall.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. Okay. So we got suggestions before the show, and based on audience suggestions, our players will give us the world's worst example of the suggestion. Okay. For your first suggestion, it's yard waste manager.
Here's some glass. It's called a callback.
Yard waste manager. I forgot the blower. The leaves are out of my yard. I got dirt under my nails. Oh. See how this grass looks a little dry. Strike a match. Oh, there it goes.
Hey, look, dog crap is not fertilizer.
Money manager.
My fellow Americans, if you'll let me to office, I will balance the budget and I'll make sure that taxes are spent wisely.
All right, so what happened was when we signed you to the label, we had to carry the 1, then divide it by the 2. When we divided by the 2, we got the 3. So you get the 3 plus the 1, you get the 1.5. The 1.5 is the 3.5. And basically, when you get done with all of that, you're still going to drive a Toyota Corolla from 1990.
So I went through the books, and for some reason, I just can't figure out why we continue to end up in the negative.
Honey, I'm really sorry. If I get another raise, we'll get you the lenses.
No, I saved a lot of money. Instead of you bought 4, you get 1
So I was looking at your credit and basically didn't know your credit could go that low. And so you're going to need a $20,000 down payment on this $21,000 car.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Johnson, I'll have rent for you next week. Come on, 7.
That was good. All right. Smartphone salesman. Good luck with that.
It's a rotary.
Okay, so this one, it's like pink.
Like the singer?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I love pink.
Loud and rhythmic.
I got one.
Oh, wow, beards in pink.
Yes, this is a very smart phone. If you put in the right numbers, it will dial it.
Look, man, I see you got 4 kids right here. All of them look stupid to me. If you get a smartphone, the kids won't be so dumb. All the dumb kids got smartphones.
I'm sorry, Representative Ocasio-Cortez. You don't qualify.
Oh. This is a smartphone, meaning it's not political like at all.
Hello? Yeah. Somebody bring Dave some air. He took it all out the room.
Okay. All right.
Coming out here tonight. Tonight we have a special comedian who happens to be one of the members of Well Versed. Clap it up for that. Yeah. She is an amazing physical therapist, a voiceover actress, and she's going to be a mom. She's actually 38 weeks pregnant right now, so we may actually have 2 special guests show up. Nobody be alarmed. Don't anybody panic, because I already told you it might be 2 special guests. But please clap it up. Give some energy for Nicci Hejnar.
Thanks. Good to be here with you guys. He said 38 weeks, and I paused for a second because I was like, he's about to tell my age. And then I was like, how did he know? But that's true. I've waited a while to have this kid, which means I've had to attend a lot of baby showers. So my family's real nervous for me because I haven't done a birthing class yet. I don't need to. I have had 11 years of marriage and many, many baby showers. And do you know what those are full of? Horror stories about giving birth. This is highly inappropriate at a baby shower. It is not my favorite event to go to. I had this lady, she was like, they were worried that I wasn't going to have kids, 11 years of marriage, you would assume. She's like, well, Nicci, are you going to have children? I was like, well, maybe if God brings it, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. No, Nicci, you need to have kids. You just get so much closer to God. Okay, closer to God. I had to think about that for a second. And then I was like, I get it. I think I get it. When you have a kid, you understand love on a different level. When you understand how much God loves you when you love that kid, right? She was like, oh, that is so good. You should put that on one of those boards, in white letters, kind of like they do on that show. What's that show with Chip and Joanna? That's beautiful. You could sell those. No, what I mean is when you are having the baby, the pressure inside of your body builds to such a degree that you can see into the spirit world. And it's at that moment that you know exactly what side everybody is on. Be it an angel or a demon. Which is why you leave your husband outside the room. Ignorance is bliss. On my honeymoon, we went to Mexico. Anybody been there? Okay. Was anybody else shocked to see the amount of animals roaming around free? That was a little different for me. There was a lot. I was standing in line for a churro, the longest line, because you knew it was good. And there's a goat in this alley just staring at me. He only had 3 legs. It was very unnerving. So I had to stand my ground. You know, he was loose. So I teased it. This is highly offensive in goat. He charged me and he was like, "Oh, no, you didn't. What you say about my leg?" It's like, calm down, Tres Leches. Excuse me? You can't get no milk off of me. I am a guy. I don't know. I haven't seen many goats. I didn't know. He had a real attitude issue. He needed to be in a zoo with equally attitude-issued animals. In my opinion, maybe like the existential crisis zebra. Am I a horse? Am I a donkey? Am I black? Am I white? I don't know where I belong. You know, the balding lion with his gigantic orange comb over. Stay behind your wall or you're fired. Super skinny pig. I can't eat anything. It just goes straight to my bacon. I shouldn't have teased the goat. It was so rude of me, you know, like it's handicapped and everything. I wouldn't do that to a blind guy. You know, like, oh, you can't drive? That's sad. Rainbows. You miss out on rainbows? Colors are awesome. Oh, that'd be horrible. But I did. I should probably read the Bible more. Make me a little more sensitive. I love reading the Bible. There are some funny stories in there. And just, you know, sometimes you wish you had a little bit more of the story, right? Like there's the one where the guy was sitting in the window listening to Paul preach. Paul preaches for like 3 hours and he falls asleep, falls out of the window and dies. And then Paul comes down and's like, "Oh, my bad," resurrects him, right? Like praise. That happens. I want to know what happened when the guy went home. Like his wife's like, "Where you been for like 5 hours and why's your cloak all dirty?" He's like, "Oh, well, I fell." "You fell? Oh, tell me you didn't fall in front of the preacher. I'm going to die 1,000 deaths of embarrassment." He's like, "No, honey, listen. I fell out of the window and I died. And Paul resurrected me. You were a widow for a good minute." Well, la-di flippin' da. Did you at least invite Paul over for dinner for saving your sorry booty? Did you do that? Oh, there he is now. Oh, Paul, thank you for gracing us with your presence. I got a question. I appreciate what you did for resurrecting my husband over here, but what do you do about resurrecting reputations? Huh? Can you no? Because everybody's going to hear about this. This isn't going to be good for me. All right. Not going to resurrect my reputation. Can you just take away the crow's feet? You know, I'm not even asking for a whole life. I'm asking for like 5 years. All right, sit down. We're having brisket. You guys have been a great audience. Thank you so much for having me out tonight.
So that was some stand-up comedy from Nicci Hejnar as part of our His Line TV show we recorded a couple years back, getting ready for season number 2. Keep on the lookout for updates on that. We'd love to have a live studio audience, have you there to laugh with us and just enjoy the gift of laughter. And as you see on the screen right now, or if you look in our show notes, get in contact with us on social media, wellversedcomedy.com, or on social media at wellversedcmdy. The reason why we have it CMDY is Twitter only allows so long of a handle, and we wanted everybody just be able to find us wherever. So we just took out the O and the E in comedy, and that's how we got our name, at wellversedcmdy on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We'll go ahead and let's do one more clip from his line to show you what Wellverse is all about. We'd love to come to your church, to your ministry event, even to your business for a Christmas party. Getting kind of late in the year right now, but looking forward to 2022 and beyond. We would love to come out and bring clean, family-friendly comedy, make your people laugh, and maybe forget some of the troubles of the world, at least for a little bit. So here is our next clip from his line that we recorded just a couple years ago.
Fill in the blank, which is our next competition. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sonny as he joins us. So Dave, Lenore, and oh, wow, I guess they're going to bring me in for this one. We are volunteers. This is fill in the blank as Dave and Lenore perform the scene. Kind of like Mad Libs. They will tap one of the volunteers on the shoulder to fill in the blank on the sentence. For example, Dave might say,
I was riding in an limousine.
See?
Perfect.
There it is. So now, to get started, your scene is the mystery of the lost goldfish. All right. I'm coming up.
Ma, Goldie wasn't in his bowl. I think he went swimming somewhere else.
Well, I did see him this morning after I had
Breakfast.
breakfast.
So it was after breakfast and not during breakfast?
I do remember seeing him swimming a little bit in the bowl while I was eating my
Breakfast.
You're really non-specific, Ma, because for breakfast I had
Liar!
I had liar, because that's what you are. You're a liar.
Now
Where's my Goldie?
You know goldfish aren't very delicate. You have to be careful not to.
Step on goldfish.
Did you step on Goldie?
I did have to find some new shoes today and had to put on my
socks.
Ma, when I asked you that question, it was just like a Law and Order. You looked down and to the left, which means you were looking for your creative cortex, which means that you're guilty. You're guilty, and I charge you with treason.
Well, there are many fish in the sea.
Goldie's in the sea? How am I going to find him?
You know that movie, what is that called? Finding...
Law and Order, SVU.
I was thinking that you were going to say the movie was called
Laverne and Shirley.
Because they made a spin-off movie. It was really wonderful.
I know, and we could relive that whole story. But it'd just be easier if we just go to the pet store and get
ferrets.
But I'm allergic to fur-based animals. I prefer a
ferret without fur.
I don't know if they have any balding ferrets, but if they do. All right. Oh, it's a mole rat? Is that what it's? That's what it's called, a mole rat. How we doing over there?
Great.
All right, Evan's not coming yet?
No, but he wants to get on with the next game.
Yes, we're going to get on with the next game. Evan Watch 2019. Dun, dun, dun. All right.
All right, that was another clip from his line we filmed in 2019. It's so fun doing comedy with this group, and tonight we were scheduled to have Nicci Hejnar join us. She's a mom of two. She's got a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old, so her hands are full. So that may be why we're not able to make the connection tonight. But she's incredibly funny, as you saw in her stand-up set just a few moments ago. She's a phenomenal talent, and we're absolutely blessed to have her. In fact, we're blessed to have everybody that's on this team. From our newest member that's on the team, Ember. She comes all the way from Racine, Wisconsin to be a part of our practices and our shows. She's got an incredible amount of dedication. Oh, I don't say crazy, but we love having her. She's phenomenal. We have Essie Taylor that's been with us for a couple of years, who you saw in the clip. We have Nicci Hejnar, Lenore Podolsky. Recently, we added Christy Kale. And we've just got a phenomenal team. And again, just want to put it out there to you for your events in 2022. Give us a call, give us an email. We'd love to be a part of it because comedy is such a great gift. It's a gift from God, and it does so much to unite people. You get a room full of 500 strangers, and they start laughing together. They're no longer by themselves. They're no longer isolated because as a group, by laughing together, they've admitted something about themselves and they've bonded and they've connected with everybody else in the room. That connection may only last the hour or two of the performance, but there is a connection. And when people come to a comedy show and they're able to laugh, have a great time, they're bonding with other people. They're not alone. And the thing I like to tell people about comedy is when you laugh, one of the natural reactions to have that when you have that deep gut laughter is your head rocks back. And when your head rocks back, your eyes lift up and no longer are you focused on the problems right here, the burdens of the world. Your eyes are looking up to the hill where our help comes from. I think I read that in a book somewhere. Comedy is just so valuable and such a great gift from God. And we're so excited to be a part of your lives, whether you watched us when we did our virtual shows last year, or if you've been out to any of our live shows this year. We're excited about what 2022 is going to hold. And as we wrap up tonight's episode, I wanted to share actually one of our episodes from his line. And this is courtesy of Road to Eternity Productions, Road to Eternity Media. Please check them out at Road, the number 2 Eternity, road2eternity.net. Check them out for all their different programs, also for their video and production services. Be sure to check those out, road, the number 2 eternity.net. And here is one of our episodes of His Line.
Welcome to His Line with Dave Ebert, Essie Taylor, Anna Yee, Nicci Hejnar, Lenore Podolsky, and now here is your host, Comedian L.
Welcome, welcome. This is His Line. Make some noise. Yes. Another wonderful episode of His Line featuring well-versed, the comedy troupe. They do improv, which is kind of like what most people do every day going to work with their coworkers, because you never know how you're going to feel when you get to work. You're just like, I'm going to improv this. I'm going to wing it today. Don't know how I feel before my coffee. It's funny how Colombia has given us cocaine and coffee, and nobody's made the coalition yet. Nobody's connected the two. It's definitely cocaine and coffee, in case you didn't know. For those of you who are judging cocaine addicts, you too have a habit. Yes, you do. When Starbucks first came around, I remember saying to myself, there's no possible way I'm getting in that dope line with the rest of those addicts. Just not going to do it. For real. I mean, people are so addicted to Starbucks and to their coffee, they can't function. Like, have you ever tried to get your kid to go to school without Starbucks? These are first world problems. Like, somebody somewhere is going to be watching this like, what do you mean? Whatever. If you ever try to get your kid to go to school without getting bombed, how about that? Yeah. That's right, Americans. You are spoiled. I'm spoiled because I need Starbucks too. First things first, we're super excited to have everybody here. You got to clap it up for yourselves for coming all the way out here to our super secret location. Like, This is like a super secret location. This is like where like the Avengers meet up to plan on saving the world. So thank you for coming out here tonight. Tonight we have a special comedian who happens to be one of the members of Well Versed. Clap it up for that. Yeah. She is an amazing physical therapist, a voiceover actress, and she's going to be a mom. She's actually 38 weeks pregnant right now, so we may actually have 2 special guests show up. Nobody be alarmed. Don't anybody panic, because I already told you it might be 2 special guests. But please clap it up. Give some energy for Nicci Hejnar.
Thanks. Good to be here with you guys. He said 38 weeks, and I paused for a second because I was like, he's about to tell my age. And then I was like, how did he know? But that's true. I've waited a while to have this kid, which means I've had to attend a lot of baby showers. So my family's real nervous for me because I haven't done a birthing class yet. I don't need to. I have had 11 years of marriage and many, many baby showers. And do you know what those are full of? Horror stories about giving birth. This is highly inappropriate at a baby shower. It is not my favorite event to go to. I had this lady, she was like, they were worried that I wasn't going to have kids, 11 years of marriage, you would assume. She's like, well, Nicci, are you going to have children? I was like, well, maybe if God brings it, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. No, Nicci, you need to have kids. You just get so much closer to God. Okay, closer to God. I had to think about that for a second. And then I was like, I get it. I think I get it. When you have a kid, you understand love on a different level. When you understand how much God loves you when you love that kid, right? She was like, oh, that is so good. You should put that on one of those boards, in white letters, kind of like they do on that show. What's that show with Chip and Joanna? That's beautiful. You could sell those. No, what I mean is when you are having the baby, the pressure inside of your body builds to such a degree that you can see into the spirit world. And it's at that moment that you know exactly what side everybody is on. Be it an angel or a demon. Which is why you leave your husband outside the room. Ignorance is bliss. On my honeymoon, we went to Mexico. Anybody been there? Okay. Was anybody else shocked to see the amount of animals roaming around free? That was a little different for me. There was a lot. I was standing in line for a churro, the longest line, because you knew it was good. And there's a goat in this alley just staring at me. He only had 3 legs. It was very unnerving. So I had to stand my ground. He was loose. So I teased it. This is highly offensive in goat. He charged me and he was like, oh no, you didn't. What you say about my leg? It's like, calm down, Tres Leches. Excuse me? You can't get no milk off of me. I am a guy. I don't know. I haven't seen many goats. I didn't know. He had a real attitude issue. He needed to be in a zoo with equally attitude-issued animals. In my opinion, maybe like the existential crisis zebra. Am I a horse? Am I a donkey? Am I black? Am I white? I don't know where I belong. The balding lion with his gigantic orange comb over. Stay behind your wall or you're fired. Super skinny pig. I can't eat anything. It just goes straight to my bacon. I shouldn't have teased the goat. It was so rude of me, you know? Like, it's handicapped and everything. I wouldn't do that to a blind guy. You know? Like, oh, you can't drive? That's sad. Rainbows. You miss out on rainbows? Colors are awesome. Oh, that'd be horrible. But I did. I should probably read the Bible more. Make me a little more sensitive. I love reading the Bible. There are some funny stories in there. And just, you know, sometimes you wish you had a little bit more of the story, right? Like there's the one where the guy was sitting in the window listening to Paul preach. Paul preaches for like 3 hours and he falls asleep, falls out of the window and dies. And then Paul comes down and's like, oh, my bad, resurrects him, right? Like praise, that happens. I want to know what happened when the guy went home. Like his wife's like, where you been for like 5 hours and why's your cloak all dirty? He's like, oh, well, I fell. You fell? Oh, tell me you didn't fall in front of the preacher. I'm going to die 1,000 deaths of embarrassment. He's like, no, honey, listen. I fell out of the window and I died. And Paul resurrected me. You were a widow for a good minute. Well, Lottie flippin' da. Did you at least invite Paul over for dinner for saving your sorry booty? Did you do that? Oh, there he is now. Oh, Paul, thank you for gracing us with your presence. I got a question. I appreciate what you did for resurrecting my husband over here, but what do you do about resurrecting reputations? Huh? Can you no? Because everybody's going to hear about this. This isn't going to be good for me. All right, not going to resurrect my reputation. Can you just take away the crow's feet? You know, I'm not even asking for a whole life. I'm asking for like 5 years. All right, sit down. We're having brisket. You guys have been a great audience. Thank you so much for having me out tonight.
One more time for Nicci Hejnar. We'll be right back with more His Line and Well-Versed Comedy.
Coming up next, Well-Versed Comedy.
Hi, I'm Lenore Podolsky, and I am the fourth of 5 children, so I had to get someone's attention, so I was funny. And I was sickly as a child. I became a nurse because I liked doing that, and then I did a lot of theater in high school. We had this really great program, and I did a lot of backstage stuff, so then I went off to college to study at the Goodman School of Drama to study costume design, and someone said, you know, they're having these clown college auditions upstairs. You're sort of funny, you ought to go. I thought, oh, is that a compliment or an insult? But I went, and I got to go to Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Clown College, and I had a blast. And there was only 10 women of the 50 that auditioned throughout the country that got to go. It was an awesome experience, and I got to really appreciate my voice because I was always teased as a child, like, why do you talk like a baby? And I'm like, oh, I talk like a clown. And after clown college, we were introduced to a lot of variety of classes. I studied improv with Players Workshop, and I enjoyed doing that. And then I did some clown doctoring so I could combine my nursing and clowning at Children's Memorial Hospital for a little while, and that was awesome. Way to use humor for healing. And I still do that. And even in our own house, I think it helps us to just get through the day if we can, you know, chuckle. You know, and I did study some with play and laughter workshops that they had at the time, and I learned a lot with that. But then I came across this group by doing AMTC also, and I tried some stand-up before. It is a lot of work. I like improv because you just make it up. That's where I am today.
Welcome back to His Line, featuring Well Versed, the comedy troupe. Let's meet our comedy troupe, Well Versed, on today. Oh, first of all, let me say this because I don't want you guys to forget this is a social media world, so you must find them right now on social media at wellversedcomedy.com. That's the website. And then on social media at Well Versed Comedy, but the comedy is missing all the syllables. So CMDY is how you spell comedy when you're searching for it on
Those
social
are called vowels.
Those are vowels. What did I say? Syllables? CPS, man. All right. CPS. It's all right. Just gotta keep wearing bright colored t-shirts. So today, let me introduce you to Well Versed Comedy, Essie Taylor. Right next to her is Anna Joy Yee. Hey. And then there is Lenore Podolsky. And Dave Ebert. And you got a chance to hear the comedy stylings of Nicci Hejnar. Featuring Evan. Evan is our fetus to be baby. Fetus to be baby. All right, so let's play some games. I'm just gonna keep throwing cards. I've always wanted to do this. Just get to throw cards. I made it, mama. Our first game is for all 5 performers, right? All right, this game's called Blind Freeze. We'll start with Essie and Lenore up front, and they will start a scene. The rest of the players will have their backs to the action. Turn around, Dave, please. Thank you. All right. He saw that on TV once.
You don't know my life.
All right. And as the scene goes, a third player will call freeze. Then one of the players with their back turned will tag in and then start a brand new scene. Let's get started. Lenore, your suggestion is puppy love.
Mom,
Yes, dear.
guess what happened to me today?
Did he look at you?
He did more than that.
What?
No. Not like that, Mom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he looked at me and
And?
he let me borrow a pencil. Mom.
Yeah.
So what's the next step? What should I do?
Oh.
I don't know. I just got really nervous and I have sweaty palms and
Oh, no, you didn't drop the pencil.
the pencil? No, I didn't drop the pencil. I kept it and I just kept smelling it all day because
Freeze. Essie, your suggestion is lush carpet. Let's go.
oh, so how much is the carpet?
For you, I will make special deal. This carpet will be $2 a square foot plus $10 a square foot installation.
$12 a square foot. So does installation comes with that? How soon can you get that to me?
Well, we have to clean up the mess in your apartment first. That'll be extra. That'll be $50 a square foot.
Clean up the mess in my apartment. I don't need all of that. Now wait a minute. And I think $12 is a little bit too much.
But feel the carpet.
Okay.
Feel it. It's like a llama.
I think you're right. I can just curl up and go to sleep on this carpet. It's so
Sleeping on carpet is $75 a square foot.
Okay. I won't sleep on the carpet, but okay, sign me up. Where do I sign?
Oh, right here on my app.
Freeze.
Yeah, we can resurrect him.
Oh,
It's just a pigeon.
oh. Do I have to do CPR?
Yes, you know that. You took the class. Very good. It's to the beat of Steve. Not to heart.
Maybe pinky.
Pinky.
Still alive.
Keep with it. Keep with it.
Wait, what if we shocked him?
Okay. I like that.
Freeze!
How much did you say you needed?
Oh, Grandma, it's okay. I'll get the groceries this time.
I got all the quarters.
That's very nice of you, but save that for your grocery cart.
I busted that pig open for a reason. Let me pay.
Okay, I'll let you pay.
I'm a little light. You got a 20. Try it. It's low cal. It's gluten-free, soy-free, corn-free.
Pigeon.
Oh, well, you know.
I'm not sure.
I hate to waste
these
dead
trends
animals
these
laying
days.
around.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try it.
Okay. Here you go.
I don't. You're gonna do it with me.
Oh no, you know, I just made it for you.
Well, I mean, that's what Costco is for, so we can try things together and sample.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Sure. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Freeze.
Come on, go a little bit faster.
Okay. B12.
B12? No.
Z4.
Yeah, Z4.
Is that a bingo?
No, that's not a bingo.
Mrs. Smith.
Keep going.
We've been here all night.
Hey, don't give up. I'm on the verge.
Please.
Can we save the butterfly?
We can. I have Lid's little tweezers.
Okay. All right, now we have to take the splinter out. Careful.
Got it.
All right.
All right, now, it should be okay.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Oh.
Next game is for all 5 performers. This game is called That's My Line. We will have 3 scenes going on at the same time. Every so often, someone will hear a line they want to steal, so they will clap. Then they have to say the last line spoken to continue their scene. We'll have a monologist, which I never knew that was a real word. There we go. Anna, and 2 two-person scenes of Dave and Lenore and Nicci and Essie. Your suggestion is So Hungry.
Is it almost 12? Oh, gosh. It's 11:57. You know how I get it when it goes from 11:57 to 11:58? It's fine. What am I going to get for lunch? Maybe I'll go down the street, get a salad or Subway. Or, if I'm feeling fancy, Chinese food. Or the salmon at Jewel is really good. I really recommend that. And then some work comes up and suddenly it's 12:04 and I'm not so happy.
That's my line. I'm not so happy.
No, I'm not happy either, dear.
We should have been there by now.
I know. Where is that boss?
Why
We're
can't...
gonna miss the special fish fry tonight.
I know. I like the fish fry special, especially the tail. Nobody eats the tail, but I like the tail.
Nobody eats the tail, but I like the tail. This is like the best gas station sushi I've ever eaten.
That's kind of weird. Do you think?
Don't knock it till you try it.
No, this whole pregnancy thing is turning you into something like a garbage disposal.
Like a monster.
This whole pregnancy thing is turning you into like a garbage disposal.
I know. I ate the nuts and bolts last night.
And you chase that down with a block of Velveeta.
Yeah.
A block of Velveeta. That's all I got in my drawers. And that's how hungry I am. I suddenly find myself in 3 back-to-back meetings and Now all I can eat is cheese, but you know what? I'll do it. And now all I can eat is cheese.
This is getting weirder and weirder by the moment.
I know. I had that gas station sushi. I vomited it, and there were so many different flavors in there. It ruined like all food for me.
Yeah, it ruined all food for me. I'm off food for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Jesus, more for me.
The contrast of her saying, "No, I'm not eating anymore," and he says, "Yes, thank you, Jesus, more for me." Wow, that's amazing. This next game, this is our challenge, right? And it's including me. All right, so I guess I got to play along. All right, L, which is me, Lenore, Essie, Anna, and Dave. This game is called Challenge. Our players are going to debate a topic we got from the audience earlier. One player will speak at a time to try to win over the audience and, well, most importantly, me to their side. Me being Nicci, because Nicci's going to come over here and sit in my spot. However, this is a competition, so the players not speaking can challenge the point, and then Nicci can either accept the challenge or overrule it.
We're going to invite Sunny to play too.
Sonny's going to play too.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right, contestants, thank you for joining us on Challenge. You're going to be challenging each other about which way a toilet paper roll should go. Is it down on top or is it underneath on the roller? And you'll have time to come up to the middle and state your reasons for your position. Okay? Who would like to begin? Dave, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're a beautiful audience, and you're a beautiful judge. I just want to say that let's talk logistically.
You can step back. Don't flirt. Yes, and if I don't interrupt you, you guys can say challenge when you want to challenge the person who's speaking. Okay, next. Go ahead, Lenore.
All right. So you've got to put the paper so it's going down on the top, because if you do those fancy little folds like I like to do, they don't work underneath, they fall apart. And you know, the hotels show me all these little cute things to do. It's like you can make a little origami thing sit and wait for you when you go in the bathroom. It's exciting.
Challenge.
Yes.
Who has time to fold?
I would like to hear more about that. Please step back, Lenore.
All right. Well, I don't disagree with Lenore's over the roll. Yeah. Who's playing origami with their toilet paper? When you get in there, business is business. And it's there to help you.
Challenge. She's out of stuff to say.
Okay.
You accepted that?
I do.
Yeah, no room to breathe around here.
Hey.
So the point I want to make is we live with 3 cats. And if you go over, then suddenly it's a play toy and they can just pull the whole roll. So if you go the back side, all they do is just roll over and over and it doesn't waste toilet paper.
Challenge.
Yes.
Everybody doesn't have pets.
It's true. I want to hear more about that.
It's not my fault her life is incomplete.
Hey, my life is complete. I just got married. I'm living my best
Hey,
life.
bud.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, the roll should definitely be under because it makes things a lot easier when you're at the point.
Challenge. That's nasty.
Nasty.
All right.
Let's hear it.
You know, we all adults here, right? Everybody's an adult.
Yeah.
And we know that the same hand that you use to put in your blah, blah, blah is the same hand that you grab the toilet paper off. So the less time you spend on that toilet paper roll, the healthier it is for all of us. I don't want any leftover feces from you. Oh, you want feces on your hand. You want feces on your hand.
Yes. Okay, let's hear it.
Fellow Americans, as we all know, 2 happens.
Challenge. That's insensitive to our constipated neighbors.
I'll allow it.
No, you're still up.
That means you can continue.
when two does happen, you must have the toilet paper readily accessible over and not under. You want to go right to it because we all know that danger is lurking right outside the door. And the danger are your kids. Your children are hungry. They need things.
Challenge! Yes, Lenore?
If you have children, they don't even put the toilet paper on the roll.
I want to hear more!
That's right. It's like it takes a brain surgeon to take the little thing and push the spring and put the toilet paper on there and put it back in there. Really? Can anyone do that? Yes. Do they? No. So the point doesn't really matter if it's over or under as long as it's there.
That's amazing. Thank you all for your positions. I think as long as the toilet paper are there, the point is moot. Lenore wins.
I believe that's our shoulder for today. Thank you all again for coming out here. Somebody cue a special game show music for me. My name's El. I've been your guest host for this evening. Make some noise one more time for Well Versed. This is
So that was episode 3 of our series, His Line, produced by Road to Eternity Media. Lenore Podolsky coming in huge at the end with a victory in challenge. So that was a lot of fun recording those shows. We're going to do it again in 2022, and we're looking to come out to your event, to your church, to your ministry, to your school, even to your office, to celebrate the gift of laughter. We hope to hear from you if you have any questions, or if you want to learn improv, you want to bring us out for a workshop to train and use the abilities and the tools that improv gives you. We'd love to share that gift with you as well. So unfortunately, we didn't have our guest tonight, Nicci Hejnar. That's okay. You got to see some great clips of some of the comedy we've done. Next week, we are going to have another member of Well Versed Comedy scheduled to be with us, and that is going to be our teacher in Spanish, and I also think she teaches math. She teaches things that I didn't do very well at. Let's just say that. We're going to have Essie Taylor, who you saw performing there in some of our clips. She'll be joining us next Monday evening live here on Gifts for Glory. And then that is the week right before Christmas, so we're going to take the 27th off. But next week on the 20th, we're going to have Essie Taylor talking more about comedy and hearing her journey, her faith journey. Nicci has been on the podcast before. She was on when we were an audio-only podcast. So if you want to check out our archives, you can find her testimony and her story and things like that in that episode. We'll actually add that to the show notes when we publish this out there in the audio version, so you can check out our interview with Nicci from a couple years ago. So we are done for this evening. We are coming back next week with Essie Taylor, taking off the week after Christmas on the 27th, and then we're back on January 3rd. And on January 3rd, got a big show. We're going to promote it, make sure people know. I actually am going to bring on comedian Nazareth. He is one of the best comics out there. He's going to be joining us on January 3rd, 2022, getting us started off. And it's actually kind of cool the way that the Lord worked it out is for 2 years in a row, in 2021, when we started this year, now to start off 2022. Last year we started off with Bob Smiley, and this year we're starting off with Nazareth. So it's going to have to be like an annual tradition that we bring in some really heavy hitters to be a part of the show. But we thank you so much for watching. We thank Felicity Joy Media for being our Patreon supporter, helping keep us going. And we hope that you have a blessed week. And again, don't let the hustle and bustle of what the world puts on us for pressure in the holiday season, don't let that wear you down. Don't let that burden you. Don't let that rob you of your joy. Keep on holding to your joy, because your joy comes from Christ. Your joy comes from what he did by coming to earth, by being born of a virgin, and then living a sinless life, and then giving his life in order that we could be called sons and daughters of the Most High. That's our source. That's our joy. Don't let anybody distract you from that joy. No matter how crazy, no matter how out of control things might get during the holiday season, keep a hold of hope, keep a hold of joy. Have a blessed rest of your week. And we'll see you next Monday night here on Gifts for Glory with Essie Taylor from Well Versed Comedy. Have a great night, and we will see you next week.